Have you ever wondered why your legs no longer move the way they used to? You eat healthy, you stay active, you try to do everything right, but somehow the stairs feel steeper, the chair feels lower, and even a short walk leaves your calves aching. You tell yourself, it's just age. But the truth might be far more alarming. It's not that you're lazy, it's not that you're weak, it's that something is quietly working against you, and it's sitting right on your plate. There are 7 foods that seem harmless, some even praised as healthy, that may actually be the enemies of aging legs. These foods can weaken your blood vessels, inflame your joints, and drain the strength from your muscles. They don't hurt you immediately, but bite by bite, they steal your strength, making every step heavier, every rise from a chair harder, and every night longer with silent aches. If you've felt strange swelling in your ankles, a dull pain in your feet after doing very little, or nighttime cramps that seem to come out of nowhere, then the culprit may not be your age, it may be what you're eating. So stay with me until the end. And if any part of this already speaks to you, type "guo" in the comments, because your voice matters more than you know. But if you thought fruit was the only culprit, think again. There's something even more common, something sitting quietly in almost every American kitchen, that could be silently swelling your ankles and draining your leg strength day by day. Salt. Let me introduce you to Diane, a 71-year-old retired nurse from Arizona. She eats well, steamed vegetables, lean turkey sandwiches, low-fat soup, or at least that's what she thought. But every evening, her ankles would balloon, her walking shoes felt tighter. And climbing the stairs? Forget it. It wasn't until her doctor asked about her sodium intake that the truth came out. The problem? It wasn't just the salt shaker. It was the canned soup, deli meats, salad dressings, and the low-fat frozen meals, all loaded with hidden sodium. And here's the catch. As we age, our kidneys slow down, our blood vessels become more fragile, and the body struggles to flush out excess salt. So what happens? Your body holds on to water, and that water settles in your legs, your calves, your knees, your ankles. Silent, steady swelling. Until one day, walking feels like wading through cement. Salt might not sting like sugar, but it quietly sabotages your circulation, making it harder for oxygen to reach your leg muscles. And if you already have high blood pressure, salt's effects multiply. It raises the pressure inside tiny vessels that feed your legs, leaving you feeling stiff, sore, and sluggish. Diane didn't realize it at first. She wasn't eating chips or fries, just healthy food. But after cutting back on sodium, switching to fresh herbs and unsalted options, her ankles stopped swelling within 3 weeks. She could walk her dog again, without pain, without stopping every few blocks. So if your legs feel heavy after dinner, or your socks leave deep marks on your ankles, don't just blame age. Look at the salt in your diet. Now, let's talk about food number 2. A pantry staple that pretends to be light and healthy, but could be silently choking your circulation from the inside out. Moving from salty to soft, let's talk about a food that many people believe is gentle and easy on the stomach, especially as the body gets older. But few realize that refined carbohydrates, like white bread, white pasta, crackers, or even those Sunday morning pancakes, may be silently weakening your legs, step by step. When you were younger, your body could handle these carbs just fine. But after 60, everything slows down. Your metabolism, your insulin response, and even your circulation. That means every bite of white bread you take becomes a high-speed freeway for blood sugar spikes. And when your blood sugar spikes suddenly, your body fights back by releasing more insulin. leading to inflammation, especially in small joints like your knees, ankles, and toes. The result? You may start to feel heavier legs, knee pain going upstairs, or tight thighs after just a short walk. It doesn't end there. Refined carbs are almost completely stripped of fiber, a critical component for healthy circulation. Without fiber, your blood doesn't flow as freely to your legs. That means less oxygen for your muscles and a greater risk of leg cramps at night, slower standing, and even balance issues. These foods may feel light on the stomach, but they're weighing down your legs in ways you don't even notice. You don't have to give them up entirely, but try replacing them with whole grains, rye bread, or steel-cut oats, and you'll be surprised how your body responds. So how about you? How old are you in this journey? Drop your age in the comments below, so we know you're walking this path with us. And if soft white bread and pasta can quietly harm your legs, then be even more cautious with what makes them taste better: refined sugar. Meet Dr. Jonathan Hale, a 74-year-old retired internist living in Seattle. After decades of telling patients to cut back on sugar for heart health, he never imagined he'd become a living example of that advice. In retirement, he allowed himself small indulgences he used to avoid: an afternoon chocolate square, sweetened tea in the evening, and a mint after meals. Nothing extreme, just a little treat. But within months, he began to notice sore knees when standing, nighttime leg cramps, and slight swelling in his ankles each morning. At first, he thought it was just less activity, but his health metrics were fine. Then one day, he reviewed his diet and realized it was sugar, something seemingly harmless, that was slowly weakening his legs. Refined sugar, found in cookies, soda, bottled juices, ice cream, candy, and even senior-friendly breakfast cereals, causes blood sugar spikes, and each time that happens, your body triggers inflammation throughout. For younger people, it might just mean fatigue. But after 60, with slower circulation and more fragile blood vessels, these sugar surges can damage the tiny capillaries feeding your legs, leaving them heavy, numb, and sore, even without much physical effort. Dr. Hale decided to cut out all refined sugar for 30 days. The result? His morning ankle swelling disappeared, and he could rise from his chair without needing to grab the armrest. You might think a little sweetness is harmless, but over time, it can drain the strength from your legs, without you even realizing it. So, have you ever paid close attention to the amount of sugar you consume each day? If sugar can trigger inflammation from the inside, then there's another food that brings a double threat. It not only increases inflammation, but can also trigger sharp joint pain without warning. That food is processed red meat. You'll often find it in the fridge: sausages, bacon, deli slices, canned meats, or the pepperoni on your pizza. They're convenient, high in protein, and maybe even nostalgic. But once you're past 60, these foods can become a silent burden on your legs without you realizing it. The main issue is that processed red meats are usually high in purines, compounds that, when broken down in the body, turn into uric acid. And if your body can't flush that uric acid efficiently, it starts building up in the joints, especially the toes, ankles, and knees, which are already more vulnerable with age. You might not notice it right away, but if you experience a dull ache in your ankle after eating bacon, or a sharp sting in your big toe at night, it's likely not just a coincidence. On top of that, many processed meats contain nitrates, preservatives that can trigger chronic inflammation, making your joints more sensitive, stiff, and painful with every step. These meats are also packed with sodium, which causes water retention, leg swelling, tuon, and sluggish circulation, leaving your legs feeling heavy every time you try to stand or move. You don't have to eliminate them completely, but it's wise to reduce how often you eat them. Try switching to boiled chicken, steamed fish, or hard-boiled eggs. A few small changes can make a noticeable difference in how your legs feel every day. And now, if a few slices of deli meat can quietly attack your joints, just wait until you hear about the next food, one that causes inflammation even when you don't realize you're consuming it every single day. If deli meats can cause sharp joint pain, the next food often comes with a childhood promise of strong bones, milk, and full-fat dairy products. But don't let those old commercials fool you. After age 60, your body doesn't process saturated fats from dairy the way it used to. That glass of whole milk, that creamy slice of cheese, or that comforting scoop of ice cream may be quietly inflaming the soft tissues around your knees, ankles, and hips. Saturated fat in full-fat dairy doesn't just raise cholesterol. It also triggers inflammation, making the tissue around your joints tighter and less flexible. The result? You struggle to stand up after sitting, or your legs feel heavy, even after a short walk around the house. Many older adults also have a heightened sensitivity to lactose, which can lead to bloating, low-grade inflammation, and most importantly, reduced calcium absorption. That means your bones may actually weaken, leaving your legs and joints more vulnerable to pain and stiffness. This doesn't mean you need to eliminate dairy altogether. Instead, consider switching to gentler options, like almond milk, oat milk, low-fat cheese, or plain unsweetened yogurt. These still provide essential nutrients without forcing your legs to suffer in silence. Next, we'll look at a common, highly addictive food, one that contains the most dangerous kind of fat for your circulation and lower body strength. And if full-fat dairy can quietly inflame your joints and weaken your bones, the next food is even more dangerous because it contains the most harmful type of fat for your circulation and lower body strength: trans fat. Trans fat is a man-made fat commonly found in fast food, potato chips, packaged snacks, microwave popcorn, frosting, and certain store-bought pastries. It makes food crispier, tastier, and longer-lasting. But inside your body, it's slowly clogging the blood flow to your legs every single day. You see, when trans fats enter your system, they don't just raise your bad cholesterol, LDL, they also lower your good cholesterol, HDL. This dangerous combo leads to narrowed blood vessels, especially in the legs, reducing circulation and cutting off the oxygen supply to your muscles. The result? You feel tightness in your calves while walking, numbness in your toes, and fatigue even from short periods of standing. Beyond poor circulation, trans fats also trigger full-body inflammation, especially in joints already vulnerable due to age. If you've ever noticed your knees heating up after a crispy meal, or your ankles feeling strangely swollen after a late-night snack, it may not be a coincidence. Worse still, many of these foods are mindlessly consumed because they're so familiar. And that familiarity makes it easy to eat more without realizing the damage. You don't have to give up every crunchy treat in life. But you should get into the habit of reading food labels, avoiding anything that lists partially hydrogenated oil, and replacing processed snacks with healthier options like unsalted roasted nuts, oven-baked sweet potatoes, or homemade air-popped popcorn. Next, we'll talk about a drink you might see as relaxing or social, but it's actually a silent threat, weakening your bones, shrinking your muscles, and throwing off your balance faster than you think. Finally, we come to something often thought to only harm the liver, but in reality, it has a strong impact on your legs. Alcohol. When you drink, your body loses essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium, critical elements for maintaining muscle strength and bone density. Without them, your legs can quickly become weak, prone to cramps, and lose balance more easily. Alcohol also damages peripheral nerves, especially in the legs, leading to sensations of tingling, burning feet, or that crawling feeling at night. On top of that, frequent drinking reduces your body's ability to absorb vitamin D, making your bones more brittle and more likely to ache with each step. Even just a few drinks a week, over time, can gradually drain the vitality from your legs. But here's the good news. There are still plenty of foods that can help you heal, soothe your joints, and keep your legs strong and steady every day. You don't have to completely give up the foods you love. Just a few small changes can help your legs grow stronger every day. Instead of processed meats like sausages or deli slices, choose salmon or boiled chicken. They're lighter and more nutritious. Skip the pastries and white flour and switch to whole grains to help stabilize blood sugar and reduce joint inflammation. If you usually eat full-fat cheese, try replacing it with unsweetened yogurt. It's still good for your bones without weighing down your legs. Rather than fried foods and packaged snacks, let unsalted roasted almonds be your new healthy go-to treat. And instead of sugary drinks or alcohol, enjoy a glass of coconut water or warm lemon water. Both gently nourish your body and your legs. Your legs are more than just a way to move. They're a symbol of freedom, independence, and quality of life. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, taking care of your legs starts with small daily choices, especially the ones you make at the table. Remember, getting older doesn't mean getting weaker. It's a chance to understand your body better, make smarter choices, and live each step with more purpose and strength. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your loved ones, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another tip that helps you stay strong, stay healthy, and stay vibrant every day. We're here, and we're walking this journey with you.